Now, a good day everyone. With you is Brother Kirui Handru from Kenya, East Africa. Allow me to discuss with you one pipe or subtopic under the feast days of Yahweh found in the book of Leviticus chapter 23. This subtopic is called to the day of Pentecost, that is Shavuot. You find that the other feast days are specified. In other words, their dates are specified. For example, the Passover is on the 14th of Abib. The first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread starts on 15, which is a Sabbath. The 21st of Abib is also a Sabbath. Then 49 days plus 1 later is the day of Pentecost. But the problem is, where do we start counting those 49 plus 1 days to come to the day of Pentecost? Allow me to discuss with you how or where we start the counting. Now, so we have two considerations here. Should it start on the morrow after the first I-Day Sabbath of the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Or should it start on the morrow after the weekly Sabbath during the Feast of Unleavened Bread? That is where the problem is. And we different groups start counting basing on the two Sabbaths. So to start with, we have consideration number one. The morrow after the I-Day Sabbath during the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Is that the Sabbath in reference to the day of Pentecost? When you read in the book of Leviticus chapter 23 verse 4 to 7, you come across this. It says, "These are the feasts of Yahweh, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month, at evening is Yahweh's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto Yahweh. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein." These words shows that Passover activities takes place in the evening of 14th of the first biblical month, that is Abib. That is in that verse, Leviticus 23 verse 5. The Feast of Unleavened Bread starts on the 15th of this month of Abib, i.e. the 15th day of Abib is the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That is reading there, Leviticus 23 verse 6 to 7. We are also told there that no laborer's work is to be done on this Abib 15, i.e. it is a Sabbath, but it's not a weekly Sabbath. It is as a day of rest, just like the weekly Sabbath. That is reading on Leviticus 23 verse 7 to 8. Now, when we proceed in Leviticus 23 verse 9 to 11, we read this. "And Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come unto the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. And ye shall wave the sheaf unto Yahweh to be accepted for you. On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. This word shows that the priest was to wave that sheaf on the morrow after a Sabbath. If the Sabbath mentioned is the first day of unleavened bread, then the morrow would be 16 of the same month of Abib. Now, reading here on the same book of Leviticus 23 verse 14, we come across this. And you shall eat neither bread nor parched corns nor green ears until the self-same day that ye have brought an offering unto your Elohim. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Now, these words shows that Israelites were under instructions not to eat land produce before the wave sheaf was offered unto Yahweh. Still, if the Sabbath made reference to here in verse 11 is the first day of unleavened bread, i.e. 15 of Abib, and the morrow after it being the 16th of the same Abib, then the Israelites could eat land produce on 16, just after that minute the priest waved the sheaf. If you read there Leviticus 23 verse 14. So I want to emphasize here, if the Sabbath being mentioned here is the 15th of the month of Abib, then its morrow is on the 16th. So if the priest now was to wave the sheaf on that 16, let's say on the 3rd hour of that 16, then the Israelites were allowed to hit the land produce just after the 3rd hour of that 16. I think that one is clear, if you can do a revision there. Reading in the book of Joshua chapter 5 verse 10 to 11, we come across this. And the children of Israel encamped in Gilgal and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month at evening in the plains of Jericho. And they did eat of the whole corns of the land on the morrow after the Passover, and leavened cakes and parched corns in the self-same day. Now, here, the Israelites kept the Passover on the 14th of Abib as they were commanded. They also ate corns of the land on the morrow after the Passover, i.e. on the 15th. Okay, Joshua could not allow Israelites to break the law, i.e. not to eat land produce before the wave sheaf offering on 16 shown above. If at all the Israelites disobeyed him, he could have written about the disobedience somewhere in Scripture. This is not the case. Neither is it the ceremony in Scripture. But it is an indication that the Sabbath in consideration in counting to the day of Pentecost, that is Shavuot, is not the first day of unleavened bread. Otherwise, the Israelites could not have eaten the produce of the land on 15 if the priest was to make a wave sheaf on the 16. It means the Sabbath in consideration is not that 15. A short break, then